Hello, hello. Welcome everybody to week 3, round 3 of the Super Metroid multi-category tournament. I'm joined today by Cerberoth. Cerberoth, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Fantastic. Yet another spectacular race tonight. We have Whewty versus Stump. That should be a really good race. We're going to figure out, let's see, the category here is any percent this evening. So their PBs are, for this category, Stump has a 52-22, and Whewty has a 47-38, which are both pretty good times. So we'll see if one of them can get a PB while they're at it here, as we race any percent.
I think I might have joined the SRL channel a little late. I didn't see who did what veto.
I think I missed it too. So I don't. We can figure that out later, I guess. Yeah, I missed it too, but that's all right. Whewty is the higher seed. So I don't think, if I go back to the spreadsheet here, I don't think Stump has an RBO time. Oh no, they both have RBO times. Stump's is 227 and Whewty's is 133. And as for the triple bingo, we don't have times for that in our sheets, but yeah, I could see either one of them vetoing either of those two categories.
Right.
You know, I think this kind of makes it really a race of kind of, you know, the strongest category for each of these guys. Stump's 55, while almost, you know, 10 minutes slower than Stump's or Whewty's 47. You know, I still think that it's any percent, and there's a lot of things that can go wrong in any percent. So, all right, looks like Stump vetoed RBO. So that means Whewty vetoed triple bingo.
Right. Looks like the countdown has begun.
Yep. So, any percent. What do we think we're going to be seeing tonight here with the category of any percent?
I think we might be seeing an old route versus new route run. Mm-hmm. Although I'm not quite sure. I think I've watched Whewty a few times, and I believe he's done new route.
Stump does do old route.
Okay. But yeah, I think sometimes in a race situation, some people opt to go for old route because it's a little safer compared to new route. I commentated Zinni's run earlier today, and that was a bit of a nail biter. You know, lower Norfair can be really unforgiving.
Yeah, any percent in general is while not as unforgiving as RBO, it's an unforgiving category. You know, you're not going to be picking up a lot of E-tanks. You're going to be picking up a bunch of power-ups, but you know, you're going to have at best you're going to have Variasuit with Fantoon. Ridley's still a troll with the number of E-tanks that you have. Things can go south easily on Botwoon or Dragon. You can get chain damaged pretty easily. So there's a lot that can go wrong in this run, and we're gonna have to see what our runners decide. All right, as our runners go through Sirius Station here, nothing too exciting happening just yet. They're going to be going through Cirrus Station. They're going to be picking up that morph ball. They're going to be picking up the first missiles. And then they're going to be going up the climb to go grab the bombs.
All right, so I got a question for you. What is your favorite part of any percent?
The category I don't run?
Or, I mean, you can watch. You can have a favorite part about watching it too, right?
I suppose. Let me think here. My favorite part of any percent. Yeah.
I mean, I always think that Metroid is a very, very good for spectators. It's very. I think it's very interesting to watch.
Well, what I like about watching it is it's action packed and it's intense, right? There are very few down parts of the game. There's no cutscenes, there's no text you have to sit and wait through. It's all action right away, starting with Cirrus Station, and it's high impact.
Right.
There's a lot of, ooh, did the runner get this trick, or oh, this boss just started trolling the runner, and it makes for great entertainment.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the things I really like about any percent is that there's never really too much of a dull moment.
Mm-hmm.
Even though like the beginning is a little like boring, it starts picking up very quickly.
So I don't know that the beginning is boring per se. It's one of those things where you've seen.
I guess
you've seen it. You've seen it 100,000 times. And you've run it 100,000 times. I mean, because we're runners, right? So we've been there. We've done that so many times. It's mundane to us, right? It's the one part of the run it's certainly less exciting because there's much less happening while the planet is dead and right after Cirrus Station. But until you get to Bomb Terizo, right, there's kind of it's very low impact. There's no chance of you dying or anything really going wrong in the beginning of the game here. So I can absolutely understand that. You're kind of at a lull, but after Cirrus Station, I think it's a good lull, right? From a game design perspective, it's actually fantastic, right? Because you have the intensity of Cirrus Station, and now you're just kind of like, all right, here's a little bit of security for you, player, as you make your way and collect some stuff and become more powerful. And then, boom, you're right into it. There's a boss right away, a mini boss in Bomb Terizo, and all of a sudden there's enemies all around, and it's much more exciting, right? Look at the climb. This is what a tricky room to navigate, even for the most skilled of runners.
Yeah, definitely have to agree with you with that. Like Cirrus Station is, it starts off like the whole thing's gonna explode, so it's good little break.
Oh yeah.
You see Whewty going down to Bomb Terizo, the first mini boss of the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so our runners are going to want to have those 5 missiles to open up the door there. They're going to want to shoot Bomb Terizo 5 times with the power beam. And then they're going to want to farm at least 7 missiles off of Bomb Terizo to kill it in the most efficient manner. Right, and Stump getting a really nice mock ball there into that hole. That's a little tricky to set up there because you go up and down and you can kind of. Oh no! Did Stump miss one of those missiles? Oh,
he sure did.
Yeah, you have to farm these little bug guys. Yeah, and he's getting clipped by them, and they're dropping energy. That's.
Yeah, you definitely want to have full health coming into the Bomb Terizo fight, so you can have a greater chance of collecting missiles.
Yeah, those missile drops that I mentioned earlier, you absolutely want those. You also, what is also real important is to have full energy when after you kill Bomb Terizo. Excuse me, and that's so Bomb Terizo drops only missiles, because you want to have 5 missiles coming out of Bomb Terizo as well.
Yeah, there's definitely times where, you know, the drops just spawn like over Samus. You just don't pick them up on the way out.
Yeah.
So runners will have to compensate for things like that.
Yeah, like exactly what just happened to Stump right there. They were in a there. That was, even though he got a bunch of health in there, they were also in a bad drop pattern. So here comes Stump coming up into Alcatraz. This is a pretty difficult trick, but really snazzy looking.
So I noticed Whewty took damage from the green pirates, which is usually an indicator of going old route.
Yeah, that is a strong indicator of going down red tower. So yeah.
So you might have an old route versus old route run on our hands.
Well, that'll be nice. So we'll be able to tell who is indeed ahead.
I personally enjoy watching, you know, same route runs.
Yeah.
Because it's a little hard to tell, you know, who's really ahead or behind in a race with different routes.
Oh, don't watch me run 100% then, because I don't think anybody runs my. I don't think anybody runs my route.
I don't know. If it was me, I would just forget an item somewhere and just, you know, make my own route.
I have like a, yeah. It's a route that I think I borrowed it from a bunch of people. All right, Stump coming into those early supers while Whewty picking up that charge beam there. Absolutely going to be required for both of these items that the runners picked up. So we're going to be seeing use of that charge beam all throughout this run. Yeah, there's our first instance of it. It's just such a really nice, really handy weapon to have, a charge beam.
You know, I really enjoy how complex the charge beam is. You know, if you think about it, there's like so many functions it does besides, you know, charging your beam. You got X factors, you can like do the bomb spread, you can do pseudo screw.
Yeah, special beam weapons. Yeah, the including the X factor. Yeah, that pseudo screw. Yeah, it's interesting how, you know, I talked a little bit about game design earlier, right? The designers took these things and like they're not just kind of there. There's all kinds of different things that you can do with all sorts of different equipment sets, you know, that make all these categories that you're seeing in this tournament possible, right? So I think that's really awesome, and one of the reasons why this game, you know, holds today from when it came out in 1994. And not many games can claim that kind of a longevity. All right, Stump. Looks like he's setting up to go down Red Tower here as well. Yeah. Whewty coming into the warehouse. So we're going to be seeing how he wants to attack the Kraid. Why don't you talk about the ways to kill Kraid?
See, I think the fastest way is to use a combination of 2 missiles and 3 super missiles to kill Kraid. There are other setups you can do involving like 4 super missiles. Yeah, just like what Whewty has demonstrated. And there's some other variations where you use a charge beam, which somehow stuns Kraid's hand, and so you can easily get a missile shots in. So there's quite a few ways. And there's the standard Kraid stand-up glitch we all know and love.
Yeah, I encountered that earlier today. I missed one missile, and that's what happens to you. So yeah, thankfully we did not see that with Whewty, and we'll see Stump coming up here in just a minute. His ammo looks a little bit better coming in than
Ooh, that Kojak.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kojak.
Oh no, he just got health bombed by the Kraid, so he has 0 supers now. Okay. He only has a single missile, so if he does the charge beam setup, he is good. It will take all of his supers, but Kraid will give him drops, so that should be not a problem. Alright, meanwhile, Whewty coming out of the warehouse and down the upper Norfair elevator.
Wonder how Stump is going to do this crate fight.
Oh no. Oh no. Stump's first super missile went into Kraid's hand.
Yeah,
Alright, there's
He's looking a little low too.
What's that?
His health is looking a little low too.
His health is really low. Yeah, this is 80%. This is where things could just go wildly wrong. Taking a ride on a Kraid jet ski there. Meanwhile, Whewty picking up those Air Jordans. Some high jump boots. Those another item that like you don't think about kinda and what they do for you. Especially how they combine with Speed Booster. And yeah, if you ever do a randomizer or something, like you got Speed Booster and you don't have high jump and you're just sad times.
Right.
All right. Stump farming the claw here. This fight, it's real easy for you to get away from you when you're a speedrunner. And oh man, getting health bombed. That is gotta be the worst feeling. Yeah, I don't fault Stump for basically how that went down there, because as I was saying, it's real easy for that fight to get away from you if you miss the quick kill, and because you're just not used to Kraid standing up and his patterns and how things go. So
yeah, it's totally a mysterious fight after that point. It's like, this is not supposed to happen.
Yeah,
you're just really doing your best to wing it.
Ooh, King Cack attack, trying its best to keep Whewty off the top there, but Whewty not having any of it. Alright, there's some supers for Stump at least. And see, there's that pseudo screw you were mentioning earlier. I like how Stump's making use of that. That's another thing about you were saying how exciting it is to kind of watch this game, right? There's also so many different ways that the things combine. That also makes it exciting to see how different runners kind of attack.
Yeah, it definitely opens up a lot of possibilities and lots of interesting room stress that people can come up with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
yeah. And
also, there's also lots of categories that people can enjoy, and it's fun to watch. Super Metroid being played in lots of different ways.
Yeah, take a look at this: the Super Metroid multi-category tournament. Spectacular example. We wouldn't be able to put this on without so many categories. They featured 7 categories this time around. It's quite exciting. You never know what you're going to get, right?
It's a real handful because I don't really run too many of the more exotic categories. I'll call it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's there's a lot to keep up in your head, and so it's a bit of a tough tournament to be a part of, but it's for a lot of fun.
Absolutely. I mean, with 7 categories, that's 7 routings, that's 7 routes that you have to keep in your head, and each room plays just a little bit different. So there's a different set of kind of tricks that you need to know. I mean, there's the standard things, right? Like mock balls and other things like that. But as you go through the rooms, you have different sets of equipment in these different routes. So you also have to keep that in mind, or these different categories. So and that leads to different ways to go through the room. So yeah, it's definitely a handful in that way. But here's Stump coming through Cathedral. Meanwhile, Whewty making his way up the elevator. Going to be heading back up to the wreck ship. So we'll see an Alpha Spark here. Yeah, it looks like he's setting up for that. A 3E tank Alpha Spark, that is that does drain life, so that's certainly a concern because Fantoon is coming up here. So we'll see how many sparks Whewty wants to do to get across, say, the moat or the ocean, and etc.
I'm really hoping we get to see some ocean fly action.
Ocean fly is an absolutely spectacular trick.
It's always really, really good to watch and see other runners do it.
Yeah, in old route, it's just one of those tricks where when the new route, Fantoon first route, came about, people were actually really sad because there's no ocean fly in Fantoon first.
Right, and you get to deal with like CWJ and diagonal bond jump.
Oh boy.
Hey, what's going on with?
All right.
This video is brought to you by Elgato Gaming.
All right. Yeah, I think Whewty's capture card just kind of reset on him a little bit there. No big deal. All right. So yeah, that's CWJ. That's so. I was trying to figure that thing out, and I was hanging out in Oats and Goats' stream one day, and I said, "Oats and Goats, what's a great setup for the CWJ?" And he goes, "There isn't one. I don't have a setup. I just kind of play it by ear." And I'm like, "Oh, all right. That's all right." So I'm hanging out in Zosty's stream one day, and I asked him the same question. And here's that ocean fly bug.
It's a tad
that
too
setup
early.
that setup looked good. And so I asked Zosty the same question, and Zoe says the exact same thing that Oats and Goats said. I don't have a setup for it. I was just like, all right, that's quite the trick. So when you see those guys do that CWJ and they get it so consistent, they're just that good at it, you know?
Yeah, it's really tricky to explain how to get past that moat.
Ooh, that was a beautiful speedball by Whewty. That nice short charge. He didn't go too far over into that that room down there either to get that charge, and right into the hole there with the blue echoes. All right, this is interesting. Stump is going over to Ice Beam here, kind of like an early ice. That's something that you don't usually see. Will help him get through the red tower, but that's something you don't usually see runners do this early, because they want to X Factor. What do you think about that move by Stump?
I think maybe Stump might not be comfortable with X Factors. So maybe that could be a good reason to use, the extra firepower you get from Ice Beam.
Trying to think. I feel like Stump is familiar with the X Factors. Oh no, that tripper is a little bit too far. You can actually get Ice Escape off those two, off either the left or the right tripper. If they're all the way up, it's really hard. Because you have to make sure you get absolute full momentum, and be all the way on the one end. When you go through the door, in order to get the Ice Escape. I
definitely have to maximize all the space you can, because Santa's gonna step off the ledge like halfway off her sprite, and so you're gonna have to use as much space as possible to get that running start.
Yeah, I have in practicing Ice Escape, I've screwed it up enough times that I only had the one tripper, and I I just said, I'll go for it, and I've gotten it a couple of times that way. It's definitely significantly harder. If you're not practiced with it, then yeah, it might not even be worth the bother. Setting up to get the 2 trippers though is usually not that hard. You can kind of run through, and there's a pretty simple setup for it. But it is easy to have the 1 tripper like unfreeze on you while you're setting up the other. So and that's exactly what happened to Stump. All right, that was a pretty decent attic there by Whewty.
You can see Stump utilizing that ice beam.
Yeah, intended stats.
Yeah. It's definitely tricky to get up the red tower with all those rippers just like bouncing back and forth.
Yeah, I like to go get early power bombs. So yeah, those trippers or those rippers can just get in your way. Because the area is so tight, and having that ice beam just makes it real nice. Oh, Stump setting up for that damage boost, but not quite getting it. Meanwhile, Whewty's got some time to check his social media.
I think I am pretty sure that Whewty is a new route runner.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I'm seeing a little bit of that new route runners like influence while playing old route.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw a little bit of Doppler Phantom and the damage boost bowling.
Yeah. Yeah. Although you gotta be careful. I'm not a new route runner, and I Doppler Phantom, so.
Like I think in most cases we'll see like lots of runs like go for X Factor.
Yeah.
But...
well, yeah, you have it, so you kind of might as well. It's just for me, it's just what I learned, so I try to stick with what I learned.
Right, and X Factors can be very complicated setup, and like when you're first learning, it's so many like little things you have to like know about the Phantom fight. So it's a big time investment to learn, really.
Yeah. So I started actually trying to learn new route. Oh, Stump out of supers now. He's gonna have to farm 1. And like that's CWJ and all that, and fighting Phantom first with you have much less energy. You only have 2 E-tanks. You don't have the various suits. It just makes for somebody coming in and doing kind of any % for the first couple of times or whatever. I did randos and hundo bingos and things like that before that, and it's just like you probably want to start with new route and then.
Actually, Stump needs to be very careful because
48 energy.
Ooh.
Full.
It's like 20 damage apiece.
It is. Yeah, that's another thing. Not having various suit makes it 40 damage apiece. So, all right, he's getting some energy drops here. Ooh, gotta watch out for that.
Oh, that's very unfortunate.
Stump did not take a save, so he is all the way back at the ship at the beginning. That is the worst outcome. Meanwhile, Whewty coming into bot wound only has 9 supers, but does have the X Factor potential here. So we'll see if he wants to set up the X Factors. It will do 1 X Factor and 6 super missiles to take down bot wound.
But shout outs to Stump for going back into it.
Yeah, there's that.
I think we'd see lots of forfeits after a death, really.
Yeah, I mean you're talking a 25-minute time loss. Really, is here, Whewty. If it's not bad enough, your PB is faster at this category. Have an additional 25 minutes. That's just real rough and demoralizing, you know, when you're running stuff like this. So, it's fantastic to see Stump continue. I really big upstanding runner that will continue in a race. Plus, you never know. This category is not a safe category, so things can go wrong for Whewty. Dragon's coming up. Dragon, he could take some chain damage on Dragon, and now all of a sudden the tables are turned.
Right.
Plus, Ridley's not safe. You know, this is a dangerous category.
Sometimes Metroid drops too. Like if you don't have enough.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna have to spend some extra time.
Yeah, that Metroid drops wouldn't be enough to make a deficit or like this disappear, but yeah, absolutely. Metroid drops are a troll. A death to Mother Brain. Right? Like these are all possibilities. We get that short charge.
Short charge practice before the fight.
Hey, I do that too, so I don't blame him. That was a nice one. I think that looked really, really good. Right in the center of Dragon's head. That one looked pretty good too. So he's got one more that you can do. Pounding him. Okay.
Oh, nice.
With missiles. Now, the one thing with that is Whewty does not have the blue suit off of the kill like that. So we will not be seeing a reverse halfie. Reverse full halfie? I don't know. Picking up that space jump. Alright, here's Stump on the climb.
For a second I thought I was watching New Route. I was like, why is he going to get space jump?
Why is he going to go get space jump? Well,
but this is Old Route, so it's a standard to click the space jump item.
Yeah, so it makes going through the lava room and the amphitheater just ridiculously easy. So I think the time saves kind of through those rooms. Although I don't know if it's that much of a time save from the lava room. I guess it's a little bit, as compared to say lava sparking or gravity jumping through there, which would be the other methods to get through there, or lava diving. So yeah, it's going to save you some time. So I think that was overall going to add up to the 7 seconds it costs to pick it up.
Well, it's a little more than 7. You got 2 door transitions, and you're starting on the opposite side of the Dragon's room.
Oh yeah, that's
it
fair.
Could be like, I might say
20 seconds.
12 to 15-ish. I don't know.
Well,
not that I've ever counted it out.
Yeah. How much is a door transition?
Like generally 40 frames, so maybe like a second and a half.
Yeah, I thought they were a little longer than that, but yeah, that's fine. Here's a plasma beam for Whewty. He's gonna be picking up the all of the strongest beams combination here. The only thing he's gonna be missing at this point in time is that ice beam. As we see, his plasma beam is still green. That's kind of nice though. He's doesn't have to worry about freezing the enemies. They just blow up. All right, Stump this time, missiling through most of the pirates there, saving quite a bit of energy. So, at this point in time, Whewty going to be going down to Lower North Fair. We're going to be seeing him pick up the ice beam before going down there, and then going to be fighting Ridley. Just kind of going to make it a beeline there. Not really much collection left at this point in time in the route. Depending on his health, he could pick up, say, the Fire Flea E-Tank as a safety. But does have 4 E-Tanks, which is more than most I guess more than most any percent runners get. I don't know. It's tough to gauge that. Maybe it's about average.
I would say for a race situation, you know, four's a really good number.
Yeah, for a race, yeah. I mean, I'd be picking up the crate E-tank as the safety. That's definitely the safety E-tank there. That a little bit out of the way. 2-door transitions to get it. But you know, on your way out of the warehouse. All right, nice damage boost there by Stump in to pick up these charge missiles. And here's that ice beam for Whewty. All right. Okay, it looks like Whewty is setting up here for a southern route. Definitely not an ice escape. It has power bombs selected here. Meanwhile, Stump making his way through the Green Hill Zone.
I'm definitely a fan of this southern route.
Yeah. Whenever somebody goes through the Green Hill Zone, the Sonic the Hedgehog theme starts playing in my head. I mean, I know that's why the room is named Green Hill Zone. It's named after the Sonic the Hedgehog Green Hill Zone. That was a really nice southern route by Whewty. Oh, it's a shame he lost all that by landing there a little early. But yeah, keeping the speed through. That's really tight, all these jumps that Whewty's basically making and make him look easy. Really, really nicely done to keep all that speed. Alright. No chronic boost there for Whewty. But going to be going in and just kind of... That's something I guess you see more in the newer route, the Phantoon First route. All right, Whewty bringing us the
Elgato Gaming.
Bringing us the Elgato logo again. Meanwhile, Stump going into the warehouse. Gonna be fighting Crate again. Energy looking better than last time around. So did not get a health bombed by the mini Crate. So has much better ammunition. No fast pillars for Whewty. So gonna be using these power bombs to get through here. This room, it can be really dangerous with all that acid rising up there. This room here, worst room in the game, gets its name from this route. Whewty making it look pretty easy.
Nice, well done.
Yeah, really well done there by Whewty. Stump once again deciding it was not enough the last time to see Crate stand up. Wants to see Crate stand up again. Come on. Yeah, come on, Stump. Out of supers. Still has a good amount of regular, though. Yes, alright. Crate down for Stump. Whew. Dangerous playing around. Getting health bombed again. And there is the barrier suit for Stump.
You know, getting health bombed is probably one of the worst things possible.
Yeah,
it's like you need more resources to, you know, do what you need to do with, like, you know, missiles and supers.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna have to farm up a little bit to kill and farm that mini Crate coming up.
Yep. Yeah, that will luckily drop supers guaranteed. So here he's using that screw attack, pseudo screw attack to get to get rid of the pirates. They cannot be killed by what he has now, except for missiles. So his key hunters up the top there. Always troll. Yeah, that's one of the things I don't think we talked about enough. We talked about how dangerous any percent was, but just in the form of like how much energy you end up getting. But I don't think we talked about the ammo restrictions in any percent are really tight. Even in Crate First routing, where you go get this Ice Wave Plasma charge combo that's just going to tear through Ridley. You know, you still need missiles and supers to open up doors, and then when you get to Torian, your missile requirements are at an absolute, because you have to have the correct number to beat Mother Brain 1. So yeah, it's one of those things where the ammunition is critical, and if you get off a little bit, it can definitely set you back a whole bunch.
Especially when you have to do some of the item switching.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have any missiles, it takes one item select press, and then you suddenly have super missile selected, so it can really mess with muscle memory and all that.
Absolutely, that screws me up all the time. All the time. One of the reasons why I don't really run any percent as a category. I do have a PB in it, but like if you're not used to the ammunition, where you need to be, it could be a challenge. It could be an absolute challenge. You gotta farm in certain places, and I think that's some of Stump's. That has been some of Stump's struggles tonight. Is that energy wasn't quite in the right place, and he got health bombed by Kraid twice and didn't get good ammo drops. And meanwhile, Whewty making his way out of fair. Going to be going at this point in time. There's nothing left to collect. There's just head on over to Torian. Still a couple of very dangerous rooms here coming up. We've got the Three Musketeers room, right? What else we got coming up here? I guess he's through the wasteland now, so
yeah, I think that's about it.
Yeah, Hoda Ruby coming up here. This room is not that dangerous. But yeah, there's Three Musketeers.
But luckily, he has Plasma Beam to make quick work. The Three Musketeers.
Yeah. Plus, you can pseudo screw through them.
Looks like he's choosing to use the hitbox.
Mm-hmm.
So you can shoot the key hunters, and at the same point of time of collision, you can walk right through them without taking any damage. So it's a nice little trick you can do.
I think you most often see that in a speedrun in the Metal Pirates room, right?
Oh yeah, right. See that quite often in both old and new route.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. All right, here's Stump coming up on the wave beam.
Infamous double chamber room.
Yeah, this room really easy to lose time in. Any kind of falling down is just a time loss. Those little platforms are enemies, so you can go through them and fall down.
It's one of the more ironic things. It's a platform, but you can just fall right through it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just like a frustrating time loss.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, like especially when the platforms move up and you're trying to jump up to it and it just flies away.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just one of those things.
Yeah, that enemy at the bottom there that Stump passed by is the Kago, where that trick gets its name from, I guess.
Oh yeah, because you can go inside the enemy by using the morph at the right time, and you can just drop right through the enemy essentially.
Yep, you go right through it. Yeah, you clip right on inside of it, and yeah. So, what are we gonna be? What do you think we're gonna be seeing from Whewty as far as strategies through Torian?
I'm hoping we'll see fast Metroid rooms. So it's freezing and killing every Metroid individually rather than grouping them up. Since it looks like he has a super count for that, having 9 out of 10.
Yeah, 9 out of 10 is really good super count going into Torian.
But you can also see grouping strats where you can group up all the Metroids into one cluster, and you shoot a super missile to kill them all at once. So that's also another thing we could see.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I guess those are kind of the two main strategies. It'd be interesting to see what Whewty goes for here. All right, stump on this ice escape. Yo, that looks good. That looks good. Yeah,
Nice.
that is a spectacular trick. And when you get that, it feels so good. All right, Whewty having a moment here to bond with the golden statues.
The horizontal bomb jump practice room.
Yeah, that's a spectacular place to practice that.
Yeah, when I was like grinding a bunch of any percent, like I would just always do horizontal bomb jumps there.
Mm-hmm.
And so I eventually learned how to do them both ways, left and right. Which I think a lot of runners would only learn it one way, which is going towards the right.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's all you really need it for, honestly.
Yes, to get across the moat. If you're gonna do that. All right. So here is Stump making his way up the red tower, and Whewty doing some grouping strats, it looks like. No fast Metroid room, at least not for Metroid room number 1. More grouping strats for Metroid room number 2. Honestly, I like these grouping strats in at least that second room there. I think it lends a little more safety to these to this area. I don't know how you think about it there, Gala.
It's I find it really good for like super missile ammo conservation. You know, doing all those grouping strats.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is expensive on the health.
Yeah, if you get grabbed, because especially if you get grabbed by, especially when you get grabbed by all 3 of them, because it's doing triple their damage to you. So here's a baby skip setup for Whewty, looking good on that first jump. So far, so good. Can he keep it up? Yes, he's out.
Nice. Solid baby skip.
Yeah, really nicely done. That is tricky.
Yeah, I've always thought of the baby skip as some kind of like jump rope mini game you have to do.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's one of those things where when you get it like swinging around you, you know, how long can you keep it there before you get out of the room? So that's something that, like, when I was a kid, I actually kept trying to do that. And it's funny that as it wasn't, although I wasn't a kid when this game came out, but whatever. It wasn't a thing in the speedrunning community for a good while when this game started to be, you know, kind of a speedrun game. So it's just kind of interesting.
Alright, Whewty's starting his Mother Brain 2 fight. It's gonna take 20 charge shots to finish off Mother Brain 2.
Alright, Whewty. Stump coming in on that Fantoon again. So we'll see. Whewty, wow, oof, man, Whewty's got to be careful. One shot of that ketchup, and all right, looks like he's out of he's clear. Mother Brain 3 still not a joke, especially in 100%. It does have the safety of the extra E-tank we talked about earlier, though.
Yeah, you know, Mother Brain 3 is surprisingly a difficult fight if things go wrong.
Oh yeah.
Mother Brain 3 just like starts spamming all sorts of food items, and gets all up in Samus's face. So
Yeah,
it can be it can be really hard to manage.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Her attacks are much faster, and they just come at you. You're dodging some meatballs, and then all of a sudden there's an onion ring coming at you. And now you're all hungry. That was exactly it. It just made you all hungry. All right, come on, Stump. You got this. Do not get Sunrise surprised, please.
Nice pseudo screws through the Fantoon flames.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Yeah. He's really taking advantage of that charge beam. We talked about how dynamic it was as a thing. Alright, Stump is... Yeah, Fantoon is down. Nice. Alright.
In the meantime, Whewty starting Mother Brain 3.
Yeah, it's going to be 36 Hyper Beam shots here. And it looks like he's in the kind of the sweet spot to pound away on Mother Brain 3 as fast as possible. Jumping up there and into Mother Brain 3's face to keep the Hyper Beam off the screen as much as possible.
Yeah, it's a really good lag reduction strat.
Yeah. That like rainbow-y thing. Pretty laggy for the Super Nintendo.
Alright, starting the escape sequence. Will Whewty save the animals?
Zosty did earlier, and I don't know, man. It is runner's choice.
You know, there was a very popular video series that demonstrated, like, it was an animation about the Super Metroid speedrun.
Yeah. Oh,
and you get the choice to save or kill the animals. So
I did see that. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, it's great. So if you've seen it, you know what the right choice is.
Yeah. Yeah, that was... Alright, here is Whewty coming up on the ship. He wants to stomp into bowling. Yeah, no saving the animals.
Alright, good game by Whewty, finishing with an SRL time of 48 minutes and 42 seconds. Good game.
Yeah, that's a really nice time. And, only about a minute off of his PB of 47:38, which that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's very good, especially in a race setting.
Yeah.
Especially when there's like pressure of doing the race, doing the tournament, and
absolutely.
Streaming in front of an audience too. It could be nerve-wracking.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I know. It's week 1, my first race. I was racing Matrick, where I knew I was going to lose to Matrick, but I was back in the race setting. It was being restreamed and everything, and I was just so nervous that I made so many mistakes right off the bat. So I can understand, that kind of nervousness when you sit down that these runners may be feeling. And to get so close to your PB it's just awesome. Awesome to see. We're gonna see Stump keep going.
So yeah, we saw a charge beam like ice and wave kill on Fantoon. I think, would it be worthwhile to go for Spazer if you're gonna do a Phantoon kill like that? That
The,
extra little firepower.
the damage increase, I actually think, it might actually be worth it. If you're not gonna doubt it, because you can basically guaranteed 3-round Phantoon like that. If you can get him to fly around and then fully charge, fire a fully charged shot in his face. So yeah, that might be something that Stump's just kind of not used to, right? Or that the normal any percent route that he's used to, just it doesn't. He's never considered picking that up as a possibility.
Yeah, and also it's, especially for racing or going for PB attempts, it's always better to do something that you're used to instead of doing something like brand new on the fly.
Absolutely.
It never works well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. I think we talked about this earlier. That consistency thing. Hey.
Oh hey, you have Whewty here.
How are you, Whewty?
I cannot hear you, so give me one darn second here.
All right, I'm in a little bit of technical trouble here with Whewty. We'll get him in a second. But yeah, consistency is definitely a thing when you run this game. You want to run. I think we talked about that with this, kind of a little bit earlier when we were talking about what categories the runners were vetoing and how they were kind of selecting which ones strategically are
I think I'm here.
Whewty!
Hey, hello, sir.
Hey, congrats on the race.
Hey, thanks a lot. I was fairly happy with how it went. Phantoon, honestly, it was a very good run up to Phantoon. He gave me a pattern I don't really like the opening mids. I'm not very good at them. So he of course gave me one of those, and then he gave me I think he gave me like a slow reappear and whatnot, but long story short, I lost like 30 seconds on Phantoon at least. And then his drops left me real short on supers too, but I was able to farm some cracks to get those back. And then Meridia went great, and Lower Norfair was a little sketchy at the beginning. And then I wasn't really happy with my Ridley fight either. But other than that, I thought it was a really good run. Anytime I can get a 48, I'm happy with it.
Yeah, just about a minute off your PB. What about your Ridley fight made you not happy?
Well, I'm used to getting 6 shots on the opener, and I only got 5, and then there were just I think like I had 3 or 4 shots where I thought they were charges, and they weren't, and then there were a few where I shot him and jumped, but he wasn't quite on screen, and so it didn't count. I really feel like I shot maybe 6 or 7 shots that did not hit him. So,
I see.
yeah, I mean, that's probably like 10 seconds that I wasted on Ridley.
I see. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can absolutely understand those feelings, and why you would think that would be a suboptimal.
Yeah, but either way, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm very happy with the run. I again, anytime I can get a 48, I'll take it every time. So it was a good run. I'm happy with it, and GG to Stump. I had the restream up for like the first 10 minutes, and then I was making mistakes because I was looking over, so I just shut the stupid thing off, and I think I turned it on a G4 and saw that he had died at Phantoon, so that sucks.
Yeah.
I don't know. You don't want to see your opponent die, I guess. But
no, I think it makes for it's that you want a good race. You want to be. I feel like that's kind of why we're in it, right? That competitive. You want to have a good, clean race. And dying at Phantoon just makes it feel like
he can be a jerk for sure.
There's a number of bosses in this game that can be jerks. So yeah.
Yeah, Dragon cooperated. I'm not used to having that good of a Dragon kill. Anytime I can get a one swoop and a one goop, I'm happy with it.
Yeah, your Dragon fight was very clean.
Yeah. I need to work on maybe getting all those particles to hit, but other than that, yeah, I was very happy with it.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. So.
I mean, I don't know. That's pretty much all I got. I mean, if you've got any other questions, feel free to ask.
So yeah. I'll ask you what I asked the folks from the last race I did. So now that you're done this week and it's all settled, what are you thinking about for next week?
Well, it depends on my opponent. If I feel like I have the advantage, I will probably veto GT Classic, and then honestly, if I don't know. I mean, I feel like I'm ready for low ice. I think that would be a fun category, especially to race. I have some experience with it, so that will be. I practiced RBO all week, but I practiced like deathless, saveless attempts, which maybe wasn't the best idea. And I can't remember to get the wave gate tank. I always had to lower Norfair with one few, but that didn't end up factoring into this week's race. But I think the next week I'm going to be practicing low ice, preparing for it, and then I think the categories are: is it any % all bosses, GT Classic, and low ice, or is it something else?
Let's double check here real quick. It is definitely low % ice, and I'm pretty sure it is a GT Classic. So week 4 we have low % ice, 100%, and GT Classic.
Ugh. All right.
So
well,
those are our 3 categories.
I don't know. I don't like 100%. Probably won't grind it, so I would be most likely to veto that unless I'm very comfortable against my opponent. But other than that, I might hope that they veto GT Classic. But yeah, I don't know. I'm ready to get 100%. I think 100%. This is the last time, so I'm gonna be glad when that category is gone. I don't know the strats for that category, so.
That is correct. 100%. The last time it appears is in week 4. So. Yep.
Yeah, I'm ready to get that guy out of there. And then we'll see. But yeah, I mean, it'll be fun. I'm excited to see who I'm racing against next week. I think it should be a good match. But you know, it all depends. I think there's going to be people that are 2-1 that I'll have the edge on, and I think there's going to be people at 2-1 that definitely have the edge on me. I think I'm more likely to go 2-2. Than to go 3-1, but I don't know. It's always fun. I'm excited. I think it's gonna be fun no matter who it is. I hope it's low ice. Honestly, I like that category a lot.
Well, there you go. If you're listening and you happen to be picked as Whewty's opponent for next round, go for low ice.
Then I've spilled my secrets. But I might be grinding 100% all week, and it's all a ploy right now. So I think cosmic brain reverse psychology happening right now. Also, were my splits advertising Elgato? Because if so, I'm advertising the wrong cat. I should be advertising Megagato.
Yeah. Yeah, there were a couple of times where Elgato came up on your screen.
Yeah, I hate when that happens. I don't know how to fix it because I've never really investigated, but sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay. Well, first time it happened, we were a little bit taken aback by it, but the next time it was just kind of a funny thing.
Yeah, you gotta give yourself a lot of time to set the splice up, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Yeah, I appreciate you guys commentating the race. Thanks a lot, Galamaz. I know you've commented I think this is your 3rd one. So
yeah, this is my 3rd
really
race.
Appreciated.
Yeah.
I had to
I'm
go.
just out here just helping out
today, so that was an event. But anyway, Yeah. Thanks a lot, you guys, and thanks to the sponsors, and thanks to the restreamers and the organizers. It's all fun and it's a lot of work, and it's stressful to put it together, and it's nonstop for multiple weeks. So again, really appreciated.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of work that goes into these things. So, thank you for racing tonight, Lee.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm really glad that my stream wasn't horrible last week. Last week I was so frustrated because my stream was a slideshow and it was on SpeedGaming, and I was just really kind of bummed out about that. And it probably was I was losing, but it probably contributed to the fact that I didn't really care and I was playing way too risky and then died. But yeah, I'm really happy that my stream worked.
Great.
That's a win of itself. But anyway, all right, I really am gonna leave. And again, thanks guys, and I will see you next week.
All right. Congrats on the race.
All right, thanks a lot, Galamos.
All right, Stump coming in here to Lower Norfair, past the lava room, and going down the elevator. So, with this left, we basically have Stump has Ridley to take down, right? What could we be seeing here?
I'm just expecting it's going down to Ridley. I'm not too familiar with how Stump handles Lower Norfair. He didn't attempt to do the fast pillar strat.
I know for fast pillars, I like to go into the other room there. It does cost additional time to do that because there's 2 door transitions that way, but it is a little bit of an easier setup if you're not used to the 3 tap or whatever it takes to get it in the same room there.
Yeah, the taps are really tough, and
yeah,
sometimes Lower Norfair has that extra bit of lag that makes it kind of tricky, and plus those slopes can really throw you off.
Yeah, where was I talking? There was another area that was sloped that can kind of mess you up that I was talking about earlier. But yeah, slopes in this game definitely can mess you up.
Yeah, I think I've heard that slopes slow down stance by, I think, roughly 25% or something.
Really?
So it makes it visually confusing.
It's a lot more than I would have expected, but even still. All right, Stump saving a power bomb here, which is good. Not using his power bombs to get rid of those bombable blocks. This way, he does not have to pick up the power bombs. Shame here. So that was a heads up ammo thing. We talked about how ammo really tight through this category. So,
right, there's barely enough power bombs to get through this in one go.
yeah.
I mean, there's the option to use a power bomb to, blow out the 3 blocks at the bottom of the that key answer room. But using the normal bombs to save, that extra bit of ammunition.
Yeah, well, you see, he's coming into Norfair Farm Room with 0 power bombs, right? So he had basically the exact count he needed in order to get through Wasteland. So he's not farming anything. The Violas will give him power bombs there, so we'll see. He's going to need some to get out, so he will at least take a moment to farm some, but not on the way in.
Yeah, there's a chance that really can give you some power bombs, provided you don't get health bombs, so you can cut out that extra little bit of farm.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, that grab and tail whip combo.
Ridley's nasty. Just nasty troll.
Yeah, I think one of the things that might be kind of difficult sometimes is just the way Ridley moves, and especially if you're unfamiliar.
Yeah, absolutely. Being able to kind of manipulate Ridley into the patterns that you want him to move into, getting him either when you want him to pogo, having him pogo, or when you want him to, fly around the room, and it's definitely there's finesse to that.
Especially that random factor.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's RNG on what Ridley decides to do sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's part manipulatable and part random, which makes it a really, really interesting fight.
Yeah, there's some really decent tutorials that the community has put together on the Krakow Meyer site, which, like, if you want to get into speedrunning this game and learn some of these categories, seeing that and the community Discord are fantastic resources to see some of the stuff that you're seeing these players do.
Yeah, the Super Metroid Discord's a really good place to ask questions. A lot of people are down to help.
Yeah, very, very friendly folks.
Yeah, Super Metroid is a very complicated and sometimes unforgiving game.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But yeah, it's very nice that the community has grown, so you can have fairly large tournaments like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always a lot of fun to see lots of people racing and playing Super Metroid.
Yeah, since I started, I guess I joined the bingo tournament in 2016.
I think that's about the time when I started, or maybe a little bit earlier.
There's been a lot of people that have joined the community. So we've.
Oh, I think when I joined that bingo tournament, I think you were my first opponent, and I was like, I don't know what I got myself into when I signed up for that bingo tournament.
Really?
Yeah, I think I remember specifically. Like, I gave you that one, or no, yeah, it was double anti bingo.
Yes, that's right. It was the double anti bingo tournament.
And I gave you that one card where you had to go gravity first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I got that a couple of times because White Mage Becky ended up giving me in that same tournament a card that was defeat Ridley and not collect charge.
Oh wow, that's a rough card.
So I had never done that before. So like 30 attempts later, I think I finally took Ridley down. But yeah, I actually didn't. I had perfect ammo if I was like Zost. So if I was playing like Zost, I would have been able to take Ridley down with the amount of ammo I had, but I didn't actually know that. So yeah, it was fun and interesting.
Yeah, it was definitely a brand new experience for me because I think I started like early 2016 or so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was just like trying to. I think I joined the 80% tournament and then that bingo tournament. Not sure if there was like a multi-category tournament back then as well. Yeah, it's been a little while.
Yeah, so it was that 80% tournament that really got me in. I think I did comms for that, and that was my kind of first foray into this. And then, yeah. All right, Stump making his way out, getting caught by the jumping boss there at the wall. It looks like chat is telling us that 2017 was the last multi-category tournament.
I think I was active during 2016 and 17.
Yeah. Here we are in 2020.
Yeah, it's been a quite a while. We're still part of this Super Metroid speedrunning community.
Yeah, I mean, there are folks that have been here for longer than that, even. Like, Zosi, for example. I don't even know how long that guy's been around. He's just a staple. You know? So there's plenty of folks, and they'll help you out with stuff. My first round opponent from this tournament, Matrick, he's helped me out with stuff. So there's lots of people that'll help you out with whatever category you want to learn, even if it happens to be Nintendo Power % from the extensions category or the extensions board.
Yeah, I like the extensions categories. It was an interesting take on Super Metroid speedrunning.
Yeah, which I think Zos holds the world record for that category too.
Yeah, I believe he does.
This guy.
It's like, I'm just gonna play this a couple times and then boom, world record.
Yeah, it just goes to show like what a machine he is with this game. Meanwhile, we are seeing Stump wait on the statues. They're going down, and he's going to attack those Metroid rooms. So, based on the way that we've seen Stump play, what do we think is most logical for him to attack the Metroid rooms with? What kind of the grouping strat, you think?
I might say his health is a bit low for grouping strats.
Maybe in the first room, but
yeah, definitely in the first room.
I think we'll see some grouping strats.
Right.
I like to kind of do kind of what Stump is doing here. Although I probably do about as effectively. Just kind of freeze it and run through the Metroids, and well, that's a bit of a different grouping strat there. Leaving 2 supers behind there, which is kind of interesting. Supers really, really important.
Oh, he only has 15 missiles.
Yeah. That is the bare minimum.
Yeah, so if Stump's missiles get sniped, it's
game
over.
Yeah. And that would be, yeah.
So I hope he, get a little safety save. But
yeah, we'll see. He does have 2 extra energy tanks as a safeties here. So we'll see. Looks like he's clearing out the room for Baby Skip and moving all the way to the end here. So his ammo is great. It's perfect, but that's basically where you need it to be. All right, that's the first good jump. Good first jump. Oh, nailed. All right, looks like he's facing to the right. Yep.
The most important thing.
Yeah, this is a speed run. You need to save those 40 frames. Alright. So he is going to no option for the crystal flash here. Having opened
those
that
missiles.
Yeah, he's gonna have to refill here. That's an interesting choice. I think most runners take a super missile to open up that door. Because it is perfect ammo if you use 3 supers. That actually does give him a little bit of leeway, having done that. Because now he'll have 1 extra super missile on Mother Brain 1.
Right. Yeah, it's a good choice, because I'd be very worried myself, so like I wouldn't run with 1510 in a race, because knowing me, something bad's gonna happen.
I do 1510, so but it's one of the reasons why this category I just kind of don't do it. I'm not. It's a used to thing. What do you pick up? What are you used to?
Right.
So, boom, and Stump makes it look easy. Taking down Mother Brain 1 with that 1510. There's risk to it, but 7 seconds reward for not having picked up that extra missile pack.
Alright, starting off the Mother Brain 2 fight. It's a 20-shot fight. Dodging those onion rings and french fries.
Yeah, Stump staying back in the corner there. That's kind of the safety spot for Mother Brain 2. You can do that for Mother Brain 3 as well. A little more dangerous. But... Ooh. Oh, no, man. Getting catch-up is not what you want to see. He's going to have to take a little bit more damage here, but he is right into the cutscene. And basically in perfect shape.
You know, one of the things I really like about the Mother Brain 2 fight is just how intense the ketchup beam is.
Oh! Yeah, I think we talked about this at the beginning of this race, right? Why is this a good speed run? And there's just so much intensity to this game all around.
Yeah, like we're at the end, and it's still intense, like every step of the way.
Oh, you're on the edge of your seat. You have no idea whether Stump is going to defeat Mother Brain 3 here, or Mother Brain 3 is just going to own him. Because that can happen, and that is just feels bad as a speedrunner, right? You get off step a little bit, and Mother Brain 3 just starts spamming attacks, and all of a sudden you're dead. So, well, I hope that doesn't happen to Stump here. He's going to get into the sweet spot, and he's going to pound away at Mother Brain 3 and be off to the escape. That's what's going to happen. That is my prediction.
Not the baby.
Is it really a baby anymore?
It could be a big baby.
I guess. Alright, yeah, Mother Brain 3 trying to get off some attacks here for Stump. And, one of those hits, right? You could throw Stump's rhythm off. Yeah, kind of like that. You see how he had to move back up a little bit? Yeah. But Stump handling it, no problem. Mother Brain 3 trying desperately to mess Stump up, but he's got it.
Alright, so we got the important question. Will Stump save the animals?
No, Stump doesn't save the animals.
I'm always a fan of taunting the animals. But you can never know, really.
Stump's not gonna disappoint me. He's not gonna save the animals. Now that I say that, though, he might just save the animals. Depends if he's listening or not. I got you, Stump.
Oh, nice behemoth spark.
Yeah, always feels good to get that. Looks spectacular, too. Firing more hyper beam shots. There are no enemies here anymore, so don't have to worry about clearing anything out. Yeah, Stump making the right choices. Yeah, excellent.
There we have it.
All right.
So I'm finishing with an SRL time of 1 hour, 20 minutes, and 10 seconds. Good game.
That's great. Can we get Stump in? Do we have some time, or?
But props to Stump for making the run back. Sometimes it could be really discouraging to die and just forfeit. So
Yeah, and with that death, he almost beat my PB in any percent. Just kidding. My 100%, my 100% PB is a little bit better than that. But yeah, like it's just 80%. It's a rough category. It's always great to see somebody come back from a rough death like a Phantoon death, and just finish out strong. And Stump did. He finished out pretty strong here. So.
We'll see if we can get Stump in here.
Yeah. All right. Looks like he's gonna hop in. So yeah. Meanwhile, while we wait for Stump, let's see what else do we got going on tonight. Right now on SpeedGaming 5, started a bit ago. We have Papa Schmo versus Polar Bear Bunny. So you might be able to go and pick up the end of that race. On comms is Asder and Tracy, excellent commentators. And tomorrow, starting at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, we have Beeps versus Diddy. And at 6 p.m., we're going to have Freya's Spirit versus Lake Demon. At 8 p.m., we have 2 races, Balthazar versus Cashmod and Crossbird Product versus Sinon. At 9 p.m., we have 2 races, Aussie 101 versus Mr. J Giggles and Kishmo versus Toasty. So awesome races tomorrow, jam-packed with more stuff. And we are going to see what Stump has to say. How you doing, Stump?
You're muted, by the way.
Yeah. Hey, Stump. Good evening. So, tell us about that race and what was going through your mind.
Well, I thought who knows what might happen, so I gotta just keep going and finish it.
Okay. Yeah. So your veto was RBO?
Yes.
Correct. All right. No, didn't want to race RBO. So that did Whewty defer to you?
No.
No. Okay. So okay. So Whewty took out triple bingo, then.
Yes.
And you were left with this or RBO. All right. Yeah. I can see why you made that choice. Yeah. So when you died to Phantoon there, what was going through your mind? You just immediately went back to the ship and talk to us a little bit about that. What was going through your mind there?
Well, I thought of course, I guess I probably should have saved, but I couldn't know what would happen, so I just knew I had to pick right on up and get going again.
Yeah, that's certainly pretty reasonable. I mean, you finished out pretty strong. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was hoping that some of the parts of the game leading up to it would go better than they did the first time. Also.
Yeah. Oh, those are. I mean, that's all pretty reasonable. Obviously, your Phantoon went much better. Your Dragon wasn't too bad either. I think your second spark got a little bit messed up, right? Something like that. But it just goes to show how rough those sparks can be.
They really are.
Absolutely. So cool, man. So what with this week in the books, and we're looking forward a little bit here to next week because basically at the end of this week, what are you thinking about for next week coming up? We have low percent ice, 100% or GT Classic.
I'm hoping I end up doing 100%.
Yeah, I can absolutely understand that being a
that's-
little bit more your category.
That's definitely my favorite category to run.
Yeah, I remember doing the comms for you at another event in that category. So that was a good time. So yeah, I'll be looking forward to see if you get 100% next week. Awesome. All right, Stump, do you have any other thoughts here before we send it off for the evening? Or?
Not really. But GG to Whewty.
Yeah, GG to both of you folks. All right, spectacular. Gala, any thoughts here? You want to send us off?
Yeah, GT to Whewty and Stump. It was a good race. And thank you, Sir Roth, for commentating with me. It was definitely a lot of fun.
Thank you for having me.
Yep, and yeah, I think that's gonna be it for us today. There's another race going on SpeedGaming 5, Papa Schmo versus Polar Bear Bunny. So go check that out. But other than that, that's gonna be it for us today.
Yeah.
So thank y'all for watching. See you next time. Goodbye.